Why do liberals love science so much? There are a number of very good reasons to pay close attention to science and what it can tell us. Like any human endeavor, science is vulnerable to the errors and biases that the humans who perform it can introduce, but unlike any other human endeavor, it systematically seeks to be objective and, again uniquely, it is self-correcting. Science is a process of establishing facts through gathering evidence, proposing explanations for those facts, gathering further evidence to test those explanations, and systematically challenging and refining those explanations until they can reliably predict as much as they possibly can. Sometimes, especially in fields where not much progress has been made, the humans who do science are not careful enough and allow their own prejudices or excitement to get the better of them, leading them to gather flawed evidence or propose explanations that aren't actually a good fit to the evidence they have. But the most important thing about science is that it systematically encourages other human beings to test those findings in different ways, find those errors and biases, and propose better explanations. Sometimes, when those erroneous findings seem important enough, they can get reported in the media, usually by journalists who don't properly understand either the findings or the scientific method, before the critical work to test them has been done, meaning that the subsequent correction makes the scientific process as a whole look unreliable to people who have not been educated on how it works. In addition, science frequently comes up with findings that run counter to people's political views or religious opinions that they have been taught to hold since they were small children. It takes courage and commitment to change views that you have held for a long time, and most people fight that. Which is how the debate becomes politicized and we get questions like, why do liberals love science so much? Liberals don't love science. People who have had enough education in the scientific method and the history of the modern world know that science has done more to improve human lives in the 400 or so years it has been around than any other human activity has done since the humans first evolved. They know, from the accumulated evidence of 400 years, that science is the most reliable guide we have to how to achieve good outcomes across a very wide range of activities, especially if we can wait for the self-correction mechanism to do its thing, and especially in matters of public health. You can call that love, if you like, but it's the love you have for a friend you've known for decades who always has your back and calls you on your bullshit rather than the infatuation you might have for the hot boy or girl in high school. People with that level of education also tend to skew away from political extremes, because they have a better understanding of the nuances of big issues. In most democracies, these people are solidly in the political mainstream. In the US, which as a whole skews much further to the right than other democracies, this often leads to them being branded as liberal. For the same reason that when they multiply 7 by 3 they end up with the number 21. It works. And if it doesn't work, there is no excuse, there is just a drive to find out why. Science explains everything. Science is what is, not someone's interpretation. Science tells us what will work and what won't.